For the Ravens update this week, we have some good news. Starting off, Hollywood Brown. Yes, you heard me correct. Hollywood Brown has been returned his nickname after a beautiful diving catch for a touchdown. Now, I kind of hinted at this earlier that I was going to be discussing this. Lamar Jackson's speed and his ability to run makes him a better passer. Now, what do I mean by that? On this play where Hollywood Brown caught the touchdown, I noticed that there was an edge rusher who was standing still. Now, I don't mean standing still as in he's lazy and he needs to go find another job. I mean standing still as in he is containing. When you have a quarterback such as Lamar Jackson, you're afraid of just full sending, blitzing, going after him, because if you don't contain and seal that edge and you don't get the sack, he could just run. He could just run where you came from and pick up a big gain and pick up a first down. This is the issue of mobile quarterbacks. It's that you have to respect them. Part of this respect means that you don't just send the whole house. It means that you sit there and sometimes you just keep him in the pocket. And if he can make that pass, which, by the way, he can do, you're going to be in trouble. A lot of people are still pushing around this narrative that Lamar Jackson is a running back. They don't get it. This guy can ball. Is he Drew Brees accurate? No. Is he Justin Herbert arm? No. But he is a quarterback who can accurately get the ball to people deep. He's working on his sideline game as well. And if you want to respect his pocket game, he's going to beat you on foot. If you respect his run game, he's going to beat you in the pocket. He knew what weaknesses he had in the past that teams exploited. Teams like the Tennessee Titans, teams that were not talented on defense but found a way to scheme to stop Lamar Jackson. He recognized his flaws and his weaknesses in his game, and he worked on it in the offseason. He said he had practices where he refused to run because you don't get better as a pocket passer when you run the ball. Every single time in practice, you have to practice the way you want to play. So he's practicing being a pocket passer. Now, Lamar Jackson in this game rushes for 28 yards. Does that sound low? That's because it is low. The Ravens won by 16 points. Lamar Jackson only ran for 28 yards. The Broncos took away Lamar's ability to run. Lamar beat them passing. This, if you're an opposing head coach, should scare you. This should terrify you, because the strategy up until now was contain Lamar in the pocket and you'll win. He now has weapons at wide receiver. He now is a better pocket passer. That's scary. And the last thing that I'm going to kind of close out this segment with is a fun little, I don't want to call it a rivalry, because you know when the Tennessee Titans and the Ravens had their rivalry, you were like, oh wow, this is
Tennessee Derrick Henrys.
Or excuse me, the Tennessee Derrick Henrys, my apologies. When we had that rivalry, you said, wow, I can't wait until the playoffs to see these guys go at it again. Yeah, I don't really feel that way with the Broncos. I don't think we're going to be seeing them again for another 3 years. Maybe I'm wrong. I really don't think we are. So I don't think this is that big of a deal as far as that goes. But basically, Vic Fangio was extremely upset that the Baltimore Ravens ran the ball on the last play for 4 or 5 yards to keep their 100-yard rushing streak alive. Now, look, this is important to the coaches. It's important to the players. It's important to the team. It's not only a rushing record, it's a rushing record that the Ravens have a chance to take away from their AFC North rivals, the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's a pretty big deal. And it's not like they faked the knee and then threw a Hail Mary at the end zone. It wasn't that level of disrespect. They came out in a running formation, they ran the ball, picked up 5 yards, and slid. Apparently, this was such an affront to all of human decency that Vic Fangio lost it in his press conference, and not only used a couple expletives to describe it, but then went on to say that he wasn't surprised because he knows who the Ravens are. And when asked for follow-up, said that they don't care about player safety. Now, the thing that makes this extra funny is that Vic Fangio, in a game that was effectively over, you kept trying to get a touchdown. You kept trying to play the game. You called timeouts to keep the game going in a game that you couldn't win. Isn't it so funny that when the Ravens want to run the ball for 5 yards and slide, that is an affront to players' safety and a disgrace upon the game? And yet, when you put an entire drive where your quarterback is just getting lit up by defensive linemen and blitzers, you're cool with that? Look, not only is this soft from the perspective of, oh, well, the winning team has to just chill out, but the losing team can keep trying to get back in the game over and over and over again, soft. But also it's just hypocritical. It's like you have to have a certain level of self-awareness here to recognize that not only are you wrong, but you're also a hypocrite. Harbaugh, I think, handled this masterfully. He basically said, I thought we were cool. I thought we were boys. I talked to him before the game. I don't know why he's mad. And besides, I don't know why he was going for that touchdown. Was he going to get a 16-point touchdown? By the way, hilarious quote. Thank you, John Harbaugh. That was really funny. I don't understand. This isn't going to be a rivalry. Because in order for this to be a rivalry, the Broncos have to make the playoffs and see us again. We can't make bulletin board material on a team that we're not going to see again. So I don't think we're too concerned about this. Broncos aren't going to make the playoffs. They're going to start losing to teams. They're going to lose to the Chiefs. They're going to lose to the Chargers. They're going to lose to the Raiders. I don't respect that team. We won't see them again. Is what it is. And that's going to wrap it up for our Ravens update. Big win. Our coach flexed on Vic Fangio. I loved it. I absolutely loved it.